www.sheppeyfm.org.uk.
Sheppey FM 92.2.
Which an Irish girl group consisting of twin sisters Edele and, I hope I'm going to pronounce this right, Kiwi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, you got it right.
Yeah.
Lindsay Armao,
Armau.
and Sinead O'Carroll.
Yeah.
Between 1997 and 2002, enjoying success in both Europe and North America between 98 and 2002. Released 2 albums, 8 singles, all of which made the UK top 20. The first 4, one of my favourites, of course, C'est La Vie. I don't think pretty much a week goes past without me playing that one at some point.
No. Oh, bless you.
Roller Coaster, To You I Belong, and Blame It on the Weatherman. Another cracking, well, all 4 of them are cracking, to be honest. And reached #1 in the UK singles chart, and the group having sold over 3 million albums worldwide. I mean, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So, first of all, can I just ask, when was it you started, taking up an interest in music and performing?
So music was always in my life since I can remember. I got my first little mini keyboard when I was 4 or 5, and then started piano lessons when I was 6. And then I picked up the guitar when I was about 12 or 13. And at that point, then I started writing songs. So with the guitar, with the guitar straight away, I had the kind of tendency to then just make up lyrics and melodies and stuff like that. And then I suppose coming towards the end of my teens, I had that fork in the road where it's all, for all teens really, it's like, well, what should I go and study, and what should I do with my life, and what decisions am I going to make? And which, by the way, is very young to be making those decisions. But anyway, I applied to do a business degree, but I deferred for a year. And I thought to myself, in that year, I'm going to really explore what I can do with music, and maybe just put together a demo tape and send it off to record companies, or etc. etc. So that was always in the back of my mind. But then what happened was I met the girls that summer after I finished school. I met the girls, and they were looking for a 4th member. And they had just got together. I think it was 2 or 3 months before that. And we clicked, and it was like, that was the very, very beginning of it. We were one of the very few pop bands of that era who didn't get put together by, a management team or auditions or anything like that. We found each other, created a band, and then went looking for management and record deals, etc. So that was quite unusual back then.
Sorry, do you find that that's a bit more personal? It makes it a bit more comfortable around each other because you found each other and got to know each other, rather than just being dropped in the deep end?
Oh, definitely. And I think, we've stood the test of time in terms of, we're still working together. Yeah. We're still good friends. I would class them as family. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's worked for us. And I know that a lot of other bands who were put together by auditions, maybe there was kind of a lot of internal struggle, and, I don't know if some of them have returned and reformed, but maybe with 1 or 2 members missing, and it's all to do with a lot of that. So we're the full original lineup, which probably says a lot really about our relationships with each other,
Yeah, it definitely does. So, you've toured obviously quite a lot. Anything in particular that stands out personally? A favourite area of place, I'd say?
I think my favourite time of touring was the States. I think because we spent a long time out there, and we pretty much lived on a tour bus, and it was kind of like how you imagine being in a band is like, that you're just on a tour bus, you sleep on the bus, you wake up in a new state, you get up, you might do a bit of work, a few interviews, and then you get ready for the show that night, and then you get back on the bus, and then you travel to, and it was literally like that. And because the States are so, they're so vast, there's so much ground to cover, we would do our tours over there were 3 months long at a time.
Wow.
So we toured with the likes of NSYNC and Britney Spears and 98 Degrees, all kind of pop bands of that era. So we just had a blast. We really did. It was just so much fun.
Yeah. And that's pretty good as well, because sometimes when it comes to American music and their taste in it and ours can differ. What could be a number one out there could be 10 in the UK charts and vice versa.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you
yeah,
seem to have done really well. I mean, throughout your, your career out, you know,
yeah,
in the public, you've done well in
yeah.
both, both the UK and the
Both sides.
and
Yeah,
well,
I know, and you're right. You've hit the nail on the head. Really, it was quite a kind of challenge, really, for a pop band to go across to there and try and make it over there. I think, like you say, that the taste in music is different, but also it comes back down to that whole thing of it's such a massive territory again. So in order to have a really good crack at it, you've got to you've got to dedicate the time and put the time in. And you're talking about months and months, like I said, of being on tour over there to try and create the fan base and create the awareness and get radios on your side and everything.
yeah,
So we really had to put the groundwork in, and I think we were probably one of the few bands who were prepared to do that. We really did, and I think because over in this side of the world we were on our sort of maybe third number one, so we were quite well known over here, and there was, things had progressed in terms of our career,
yeah,
but then when we went to the States, we were starting from scratch,
yeah.
and it was literally like doing the small kind of mall tours where you'd have maybe like, I don't know, to begin with 30 or 40 people in the audience. So starting again. And that's quite hard to do. And I
I
think a
can
lot of
imagine
bands,
it is, yeah. Because when
yeah,
like you're already established over here, and you feel
yeah.
like you're going right back to the beginning and starting all
Oh,
over again.
100%. And
Yeah,
doing it all over again, but in an even, bigger and longer kind of drawn out way because it's so much more of a big territory. So it was tough, but it was really worth it. Really, really worth it because, the States ended up being one of our biggest successful territories,
yeah.
in fact. So
So
yeah.
the effort that you put in really paid off well at the end of the day, didn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
That's great. So let's talk about your upcoming schedule now. You've got Rochester Castle live on the 6th of July. That's this Saturday, I believe.
Yes. Cannot wait.
So
Absolutely.
it sounds fantastic. The lineup includes all the classics, all my favourites: Eternal,
Yeah.
Fats and Small, Rosala, Baby D, Ricky and Melvin. And there's going to be
Yeah,
many more as well. It's going to be a nostalgic day of pop and dance
it is.
on the banks of
Yes.
River Medway. That's really exciting.
I know. Yeah.
Superbox is part of a 3-day event at Rochester Castle Live, which
Yeah.
includes performances also from UB40 featuring Ali Campbell and the Colours
Hmm.
across the weekend as well. So it is going to be an
Brilliant.
epic weekend.
It is going to be an epic weekend. So yeah, let's do our sun dance and pray for some nice dry weather.
Let's hope so.
Um, but regardless, to be honest, regardless, it's always a good day out and a good, just a good show, and everyone's kind of just up for it. And we put on our best performance. We're going to have a lot of the old stuff, and then a couple of new songs as well. Um,
Even better.
it's gonna be great. So make sure you come down.
Oh, definitely will be there. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Adele, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and thank you for your time. Not even
Oh,
myself,
not at
but
all.
for Sheppey FM and the residents of the island as well.
Oh, not at all. Can't wait. And yeah, thank you for having me.